occurred that changed everything. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow on the city, Micheal and I found ourselves alone at a local park. We began to share our thoughts, dreams, and life stories in a way that transcended the boundaries of friendship. As we continued talking, I started to see Micheal in a different light. His kindness, humor, and the genuine care he showed for others resonated with me deeply. It was in that moment, surrounded by the subtle rustle of leaves and the distant hum of the city, that I realized my feelings for him had transformed into something more profound. Time passed, and our connection deepened. We faced challenges and celebrated victories together. Eventually, Micheal expressed his feelings for me, and with joy and trepidation, we decided to embark on a journey of love together. We built a life filled with shared dreams, laughter, and the warmth of our love. The house that once echoed with the footsteps of Micheal and me now stood as a testament to our shared memories. Little did I know that fate had other plans for us. The sudden passing of my beloved husband shattered the world we had created. As grief enveloped me, Micheal's family, grieving their loss as well, extended a cold ultimatum. In the midst of sorrow and confusion, my mother-in-law insisted that I leave the house, severing the ties to the life we had built. Yet, in the face of this unexpected tragedy, I found strength. Determined to honor the memories and the love Micheal and I shared, I chose to stay in the house, hoping that its walls would continue to echo with the laughter and warmth that once filled it. Now standing alone in the midst of memories, I faced the challenge of rebuilding my life. The echoes of Micheal's laughter lingered in every corner, serving as a bittersweet reminder of the love that once flourished within these walls. As my husband and I deliberated on the decision regarding the inherited house, we weighed the sentimental value against practical considerations. The house held cherished memories of my grandfather's love and was a symbol of our family history. Yet the practicality of building our dream home on the land became a compelling factor. After much contemplation, we decided to sell the inherited house. It was a bittersweet choice, driven by a desire to honor my grandfather's legacy, while also ensuring that we could invest in our own future. The real estate market presented a promising opportunity, and with my background in the field, I felt confident in navigating the process. As we put the property on the market, potential buyers expressed interest in the prime location and the beautifully renovated interior. The offers were substantial, and it seemed that the decision to sell would indeed contribute to our dream of building a home that reflected our shared vision. The sale process went smoothly, and the proceeds from the inherited house provided a solid foundation for our dream home project. My husband and I worked closely together, selecting every detail with care, from the layout to the furnishings. It was a labor of love, symbolizing not only the beginning of our life together, but also a tribute to the support and blessings we had received from both our families. In the end, the house we built became a manifestation of our dreams, a place where our love flourished amid the echoes of laughter and shared moments. While the decision to sell my grandfather's house marked a significant turning point, it paved the way for new beginnings and a future we could call our own. As we settled into our new home, I couldn't help but feel grateful for the events that had unfolded, leading us to this moment of happiness and fulfillment. Life had taken unexpected turns, but each twist and turn had ultimately shaped our journey in ways we couldn't have predicted. But the pressure and the unexpected request caught me off guard. I hesitated for a moment, torn between my desire to maintain harmony in the family and the uncomfortable feeling that something was amiss. After a deep breath, I mustered the courage to address the situation. "I'm sorry, but I'm not comfortable lending money at the moment. We have our own financial commitments, and it's important for us to prioritize our savings and expenses." My mother-in-law's expression shifted from surprise to disappointment. "But it's just a small amount, and we've been spending so much time together. I thought we were like family," she said, her tone a mixture of hurt and guilt. Understanding the delicate balance between maintaining relationships and setting boundaries, I responded gently, "I appreciate the time we spend together, and I consider you family. However, Financial matters can be challenging for everyone, and I hope you understand that we need to be cautious with our resources. The atmosphere grew tense, and my in-laws seemed taken aback by my response. They reluctantly accepted my decision, and the outing plans were abruptly canceled. In the following weeks, the dynamic between my in-laws and me became strained. They were less frequent in their visits, and a palpable awkwardness lingered in the air. Though I felt a sense of relief in asserting my boundaries, the strain on our relationship weighed on me. During our video calls, I noticed my husband's exhaustion increasing, and I began to worry about the impact of the situation on his well-being. As the distance between us grew, communication became more challenging, and I longed for the time when he would return home. Despite the challenges, I remained hopeful that open communication and understanding could pave the way for resolution. Little did I know that our journey was about to take another unexpected turn, testing the strength of our relationships and the bonds that held our family together. I felt as if the ground had been pulled from beneath my feet. The unexpected loss of my husband, who had been my pillar of support, left me grappling with an overwhelming mix of grief, shock, and disbelief. As the funeral unfolded, the reality of Micheal's absence sank in, and I found myself surrounded by mourners who shared in the sorrow. My in-laws, devastated by the loss of their son, were grief-stricken. The weight of the tragedy seemed too much to bear. In the midst of mourning, I couldn't shake off the memories of the recent challenges with my mother-in-law. The demands for money, the invasion of privacy, these issues now felt trivial compared to the immense loss I was facing. Yet they lingered in the background, adding an extra layer of complexity to an already devastating situation. With Micheal's sudden passing, the future I had envisioned shattered. The plans we had made, the dreams we had shared, all came crashing down. The once vibrant house echoed with silence, and the warmth of our love now seemed like a distant memory. In the aftermath of Micheal's death, my in-laws and I found ourselves connected by grief. Despite the past challenges, we leaned on each other for support, seeking solace in the shared pain of losing someone dear. The issues that once seemed insurmountable faded in comparison to the profound loss we were collectively experiencing. As the days passed, I navigated the difficult process of rebuilding my life without Micheal. The house that had once been a sanctuary of love and laughter now felt like a hollow shell. Memories of our time together haunted every corner, yet I clung to them as a lifeline. Amidst the grieving process, I found the strength to address the unresolved issues with my mother-in-law. In the face of tragedy, a newfound perspective emerged. A recognition that life is fragile and precious. We needed each other not to fuel conflict, but to support one another through the journey of grief and healing. In the wake of Micheal's passing, a fragile truce emerged between my mother-in-law and me. The pain of loss transcended the petty grievances, and together we attempted to find solace in the memories of the man we both loved. The house, once filled with the echoes of our laughter, became a poignant reminder of the love we had lost, but also a testament to the strength found in shared sorrow. As I navigated the complexities of grief and rebuilding, the lessons learned from the challenges with my in-laws took on a new meaning. Life had taught me the importance of compassion, understanding, and the resilience needed to face unforeseen circumstances. In the wake of tragedy, the journey toward healing became a shared endeavor, and the echoes of love endured even in the face of profound loss. I could sense a mixture of shock and disbelief on my in-laws' faces as the reality of the situation sank in. The atmosphere grew tense, and I felt a surge of empowerment as I stood my ground, determined to protect the home that had once been a sanctuary for my husband and me. The movers arranged by my mother-in-law awkwardly withdrew, realizing that their services were no longer needed. My in-laws, still processing the unexpected turn of events, struggled to find words to express their frustration. "It's true," I asserted calmly. "I had to make decisions regarding the house. Given the circumstances, the new owners are scheduled to move in, and there's no turning back on that." My mother-in-law, with a mixture of anger and disappointment, retorted, "How could you sell our family home without consulting us? This is unacceptable. I took a deep breath, maintaining my composure. I understand that this may be difficult for you to accept, but I had to make decisions for my own future. The house is no longer ours, and we need to respect the new owner's rights. As the reality of their thwarted plan set in, my in-laws left in a huff, their attempts to assert control over my life thwarted. While their anger lingered, I felt a sense of relief knowing that I had successfully navigated a challenging situation. In the aftermath of this encounter, I focused on rebuilding my life, one step at a time. The grief of losing my husband remained ever present, but the resolution of the housing issue allowed me to carve out a space for healing. I reached out to friends and family for support, creating a network that would help me navigate the difficult journey ahead. As I moved forward, I reflected on the resilience I had discovered within myself during these trying times. The challenges with my in-laws, the loss of my husband, and the unexpected turns life had taken all contributed to the person I was becoming, a person capable of facing adversity with strength and determination. The echoes of my husband's love and the memories we shared in that house would forever remain with me. With the support of those who cared about me, I began the process of rebuilding not just a home, but a life that honored the love we once knew. The situation became increasingly complicated, and the upheaval caused by the confrontation at the new homeowner's arrival added another layer of stress to an already challenging time. After providing the necessary information to the new homeowner to resolve the situation, I turned my attention back to my in-laws. Their faces reflected a mix of confusion, frustration, and anger. I took a deep breath and continued to explain the events that had transpired. A few days before Micheal passed away, we had already completed the move. It was a decision we made together, and it was planned long before his sudden assignment. The sale of the house and land went through successfully, and this family is the new owner, I explained, gesturing toward the house. My mother-in-law's eyes widened in disbelief, and my father-in-law seemed to grasp the situation more quickly. The reality of the situation sank in, and my in-laws were left to confront the fact that the house and land were no longer theirs. I'm sorry for any confusion or distress this has caused you. It wasn't an easy decision, and I didn't anticipate the timing of Micheal's passing. I hope you can understand that we all have to move forward in our own ways, I added, trying to convey empathy despite the strained circumstances. The news seemed to hit my mother-in-law particularly hard. The house, once filled with cherished memories and personal belongings, now stood empty, echoing a reality she couldn't accept. Despite the chaos, I felt a tinge of sympathy for her grief. The new homeowner, wanting to put an end to the commotion, reiterated that the matter had been settled and asked my in-laws to leave the property. As they reluctantly departed, I couldn't help but feel a mix of relief and sadness. The confrontation had exposed the deep-seated issues within our family dynamics, and it was clear that the journey toward healing would be long and challenging. As I closed the door behind them, I reflected on the unexpected turns life had taken and the strength I had found within myself to navigate the storm. In the days that followed, I focused on rebuilding my life once again, this time without the burdens of unresolved family conflicts. The echoes of my husband's laughter and the memories we shared became my guiding lights as I stepped into a new chapter, determined to honor his legacy and embrace the future with resilience. At the swift turn of events, the house, once a symbol of shared memories, was now changing hands before their eyes, leaving them in a state of shock and disbelief. With the sale of the house finalized, my brother-in-law and I worked together to ensure a smooth transition. The new homeowners, oblivious to the family drama that had unfolded, were eager to settle into their new home. As the movers efficiently arranged the furniture in its new space, my in-laws could only watch helplessly, their plans thwarted, and their expectations shattered. The realization that they had lost control over the property dawned on them, and a sense of defeat seemed to hang in the air. My brother-in-law, displaying a calm demeanor throughout the process, stepped forward to address my in-laws. This was the best course of action for everyone involved. "It's time for a fresh start for all of us," he said, attempting to ease the tension. While my in-laws struggled to come to terms with the abrupt changes, I felt a mixture of relief and sadness. The house, filled with the echoes of love and laughter, had been a witness to both joy and sorrow. Yet the decision to let it go became a necessary step towards securing a future free from the complications that had plagued us. As the last piece of furniture was put in place, my brother-in-law turned to me with a reassuring smile. "We've closed this chapter, Hazel. Now let's focus on building a new one." I nodded in agreement, grateful for the support and understanding that had guided us through the challenging times. The sale of the house marked the end of an era, but it also signified the beginning of a journey toward healing and growth. In the days that followed, I found solace in the company of those who genuinely cared for my well-being. The memories of my husband, the lessons learned from the challenges with my in-laws, and the strength discovered within myself all contributed to the person I was becoming. As I stepped into the new home with a sense of optimism and resilience, I knew that the echoes of the past would forever linger, serving as a reminder of the love that once flourished in the midst of adversity. With the support of my brother-in-law and the newfound clarity, I embraced the opportunity for a fresh start, ready to create a future filled with hope and possibility. The situation with my in-laws got complicated. The movers they hired were upset and demanded an explanation. They faced confusion and disbelief as my in-laws couldn't provide a clear reason. After some trouble, the movers decided to leave, warning of additional fees. Realizing the truth, my mother-in-law, in distress, insisted that the house should be hers. I ignored her and left with my belongings, acknowledging the house now belonged to a new family. The memorial service for my husband went smoothly, but my in-laws, seemingly wanting to discuss the house, left without saying anything. Our interactions dwindled, and I focused on moving forward after the sale of the house. Despite having savings, I faced the sorrow of my husband's loss, and our plans to build a new home vanished. My in-laws, especially my mother-in-law, were dissatisfied, unaware of my new address. Frustrated, she snapped one night, attempting arson. Luckily, a passerby intervened, and she was arrested. I apologized to the owner of the house for the fear caused by the incident, facing a lawsuit. Unable to let go, my mother-in-law's obsession led to her arrest and a forced divorce from my father-in-law. Even when she's released, my mother-in-law will have no home. My brother-in-law, feeling the loneliness of losing his brother, comforted me. Despite the end of my relationship with my in-laws, I haven't completely lost my family. Believing my husband in heaven watches over me, I've chosen to live my days in peace. I hope you guys enjoy our video. To watch more interesting stories, hit that subscribe button. Thank you.